Hello and welcome to our Wednesday Wisdom interview with Sales Director Diane Holden. Diane, thank you so much for joining us today. We are so excited to have you. Have you had a good day so far?
I've had a great day. Thank you.
Excellent. So if you're ready, we'll go ahead and jump in.
Go ahead.
So Diane, I would love to know what inspired you to join Mary Kay?
I joined Mary Kay was little over 35 years ago because I wanted to be a work from home mom and raise my children and not have to pay daycare. And at that time, I only needed $50 a week, and that was 35 years ago. And the times have changed, and the business just grew along with the times.
So as your business has grown, how have your goals changed?
My goals have changed basically when the kids were younger, meeting what they needed. We chose to put our daughter into private school back in after 5th grade, so we needed more money, so we had to do more faces to make the money to put her in private school. And then she stayed in private school from 6th grade to 12th grade, and then our son decided he wanted to go to private school starting in 9th grade, so we needed more faces to make more money to put him there. And then they went on to college. So you kind of go with what's going on, and that's the goals I've worked with. What did I need? What did the family need?
Well, that's definitely a big jump, though, to go from just $50 a week at a part-time job to paying off private school tuition.
Right.
How else has your life changed since joining the Mary Kay community?
I think it's become more spiritual, more positive. I've got much more. The girlfriends in Mary Kay are so much more fun to hang around with. I've got one friend from grammar school that I talk to once a year, but the majority of people I hang around with now are Mary Kay people. And a few of my scrapbooking buddies, but mostly Mary Kay people just because they're positive. So it's giving you the positiveness, the flexibility, the self-confidence to do what you want to do.
Definitely. And you mentioned the flexibility. That's very
Right.
true. Not a lot of careers have that kind of flexibility.
Yeah.
What would you say are some of the other benefits of working your own Mary Kay business?
I think one of the benefits that drew me to Mary Kay Cosmetics 35 years ago was the tax benefits, because 35 years ago, my husband and I were both working full-time. We didn't own a home, and the government was taking all our money. So I got into Mary Kay because it had an inventory, and at that time, that was the only way to get a home-based business deduction. Now the times have changed, but I've stayed with it because of the tax benefits, the flexibility, and I can do what I want to do when I want to do it, long as I work my business consistently and persistently.
Absolutely. So all of this being said, what does Mary Kay mean to you personally?
Mary Kay means to me a lifestyle that I wouldn't have had if I stayed as a nurse. If I stayed as a nurse, I probably would have been fired because of health crisis that started in 95. And I probably couldn't work in that job anymore, so I would have been out on disability. And sitting here home and with nothing to do, twiddling my thumbs, probably a little bit depressed because I couldn't get out and talk to people. So with Mary Kay, it's allowed me to work my business, do facials if I have to do them in my home because I don't feel well like I did in March this year because I had a major flare-up and I couldn't go out of the house, so they all came to me. I didn't lose an income. My mortgage got paid. So I think it's that flexibility, the ability to connect with people and stay connected to people is what I love about the business. And you can do it from a sick bed, from a couch, from wherever you are. And now with technology, it's even more confusing at times.
I can imagine. So with all of your experience, do you have any advice for new consultants that have just started their Mary Kay journey?
Be consistent in what you're doing. And if doing a party, which is what party, show, class, whatever, scares the bejesus out of you, do faces and do more and more faces. But just track what those people buy, because somebody who might have been at your first skincare class or at your first facial this month may not buy. She might have bought one thing, but a year from now, her situation can change she's going to call you and say, hey, Diane, I want that cheek color again that I bought. And if you don't have that record, you can't sell it to her. Or if we don't have it anymore, you can't sell her a comparable shade. Example, I had a lady show up, called me Saturday. Can I stop by? I'm in the area. I know I haven't talked to you in a long while, but I need my cheek color. And thanks to my Unitwise program, I was able to go on there, go to inactive customers, pull her up, look at her cheek color, and went, oh, yeah, we don't have it. But when she got here, I was able to show her that, a comparable thing to what she had. And it was a $53 sale and took me, 5 minutes. But if I didn't have that record, I would have lost that sale, and it would have taken me much longer to fix her needs. So I think keeping good records of what they buy, doing face by face, filling out your weekly accomplishment sheet, just being consistent. If you've only got an hour a week, put the hour a week in. If you've got 2 hours a week, do the 2 hours, but be persistent and be consistent.
That is excellent advice, Diane. I
Yeah.
would like to mention what a great accomplishment it is to have worked your way from an independent beauty consultant all the way up to a sales director.
Right.
And absolutely, and I can imagine it's taken you a great deal of dedication and, like you said, consistency. So what has kept you working toward your goals?
I think back when I became a director 29 and a half years ago, I wanted to become a director not because of the suit, not because of the car. I wanted to know what was coming before everybody else. I was nosy, so I wanted to know what was going on. I've stayed in this position basically because I like helping other women have the flexibility that I do. So if they need to take care of elder parents, I've got a consultant right now who is dealing with an elder husband with dementia. I've got another consultant out of state who's had a very ill husband for a while. And I love to work with these types of people to have them so they can have an income through adversity. And also for young moms to be able to work from home, but be there on the school field. How do you, if you're on a soccer field, that's a great place to sell. Just carry a few things with you and have it show up and just look a little bit better than all the other moms. You can wear your jeans, you can wear your, T-shirt that goes with your kid's team, but have your makeup on. Don't have holes in your sneakers, and just look that cut above what's on that field, and you'll sell. Keep your Mary Kay pin on.
So I would love to know as well, you mentioned you have children, and you're mentioning kind of moms and them working their businesses. So how have you managed to balance family and career?
It's been challenging. The last 4 years have been very challenging, and if I hadn't chose to build that customer base the first 30 years, my income might have dipped, because the last 4 years I haven't had the ability or the ability time-wise or physically-wise to put in the effort to build new clients. So I've maintained what I built. And because I built a loyal following, and what I do is early on I did a monthly special for people, so that got them on lots of products. You don't want them on just one. You want them on, the Miracle Set, and then you want them on the body care. You want them on some color. So you want to build it wide so that they're reordering. And by them reordering, it keeps you in business. And then I forgot the other part because the brain fog's kicking in. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Does that answer how I just keep it going? I think you need to build, and I know the flexibility, the working. For a year, I was commuting back and forth to Florida, so it was nice to have customer delivery service. So if people emailed, I could ship things that way. So I think you just got to stay in the know, stay up with your technology, and just know that you can ship orders now, and it makes life easier. But use a weekly plan sheet. I use my date book. Everything's in my date book. I still like paper, so I have a paper date book. I write everything I need to do in there. And if it doesn't get done, it goes to the next week.
I'm the same way. I have a planner, so I completely understand.
Yeah.
Other than keeping a paper schedule, do you have any strategies to help you efficiently manage your business?
I would say my biggest thing is when I've got the time to focus on my business, my goal is to talk to at least 5 customers a day. Contact 5 people that I've got names for that I want to book. and physically talk to them. I don't mean leave a message. Sometimes I have to dial the phone 30 times to find 5 people home to answer the phone. The other thing is have a text and email program. I have a text program now on my computer. So now I don't have to, I know the young people can do that little texting and go like this. I can't. I like to keyboard it, so I have one that communicates. As I'm leaving a message, I leave them a text message. But that's my goal, and from there I just book as many appointments as I have time to fill in for the week or as my health allows it.
Okay. So obviously you have a great strategy there. Do you have any additional tips on customer management or on performing customer follow-ups?
I think customer management really is keeping them in the know, making sure that they're on the preferred customer program, that they're getting that lookbook from you. And it doesn't matter whether it's got a sample in it or not, because I haven't had anybody buy because of the sample. So just make sure you're doing the lookbook to everybody who, and my rule of thumb is anybody who spent over $50 in the last year retail gets the lookbook. And they continue that way until they don't spend $50 a year. The other strategy is birthday cards to customers. Your customers, everybody Facebook goes them or texts them. Nobody does a snail mail postcard. And it's so nice to open up a snail mail postcard. It's like, wow, we get mail in our mailbox or whatever, wherever you get it. But do a snail mail postcard to them. I'm going back to a sample of the month club starting in July. I'm also going to do a special of the month club, which is what built my business, starting in July. But have it planned out so that you're not at the last minute. So those are my strategies for customer. I do use my Unitwise follow-up screen. I'm not always good, so sometimes it gets behind. But when I look at my customer base and I see they don't have a follow-up date in there, I go, whoops, haven't talked to them in a while. It's time to call them. So that's my strategy for customers.
That's a brilliant strategy, and I love the idea of mailing them something, because you're right. Everybody likes to get something in the mail that's not an ad, it's not, junk mail or bills. It's something. Yeah. So Diane, seminar is coming up. Are you planning to attend Seminar 2018?
I am going to seminar this year.
So with all of the excitement and all of the planning that has to go into it, how do you prepare for seminar?
How do I prepare for seminar? The biggest thing I do is I have one folder in my file box. I put my plane reservation, my hotel reservation, anything related to seminar goes in there. We're Go Give, so we have different functions, so that all goes in there. And basically, I look at it and I pay for the registration, get that paid for, get the airfare, pay for that, then start saving and booking appointments to come up with the money for the hotel room, and then the incidentals. So that's how I kind of focus that. I break it down into little bite-sized pieces.
Yeah, so it's easier to accomplish. Absolutely.
Right.
Now, I know you mentioned earlier a few, but are there any other ways that Unitwise helps you to manage and grow your business?
It keeps me on track of what I'm learning to use this year is going to be the email template so that I can do mass emails. It's a great way, and I've used it some, to do a mass template to let people know, because you can't, I've got 200 to 250 people in my customer base. I can't call them and let them know what the special is.
Definitely.
Mary Kay taught us to call our customers every 2 months. So even 125 a month is enough to juggle. So I want to get into the position that I can send them an email, that it lands in their box the first of the month with what the special is and what's going on, what's new, what's going out, just to keep them informed so that they know that. I also have a new texting system, so I'll be doing that. Unitwise, I also use all the reports for birthdays. So I can pull up the birthdays. I actually, on my door that I closed, I have my list of people that I pulled off and printed who's got birthdays in June. The cards went out last week, so I know to follow up next week. So I use those systems. I print all my invoices. It does my weekly accomplishment sheet, so I know how much time I'm using. I do use the inventory piece of it. I have a little trouble keeping it in balance, but we're working on it.
All right. Well, I want to thank you again, Diane, for joining us today. I know that everyone watching will benefit from all of your experience and your advice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. You have a great day.
You as well.